Welcome back to the Chosen Life podcast. We're on part 2 of Jonathan is back from a silent meditation retreat back from Vipassana. Co-hosting me with again, my partner, Taimoor Qureshi. And here with us, as sometimes she likes to do, is our trusted sidekick, Ollie, Chosen Ollie on Instagram. You know, Taimoor, I get back from a 10-day silent meditation retreat. And you think that Ollie, man's best friend, would be so thrilled to see me beyond. She would lose her mind, the way I come home and when she's not with me and she runs to the front door. I was very shocked at Ollie's response when I got back from Vipassana. So I open up the door. There she is. She looks at me. Ollie gives me the cross eye, slight look of disgust, does a side head thing, and walks away. Basically saying, where did you go? I didn't know where you went. I didn't clear this, and I didn't know you were coming back. So I'm not feeling this. That whole day, she didn't talk to me. At night, she was trying to sleep. I tried to pet her before she falls asleep. She moved to the other edge of the bed and gave me the butt of my face and told me to screw off, basically. And then by the next morning, she forgot it was my friend again. Funny how sensitive dogs know, eh?
A man's best friend, but you know what? If you leave them, then they're gonna begrudgingly hold that against you. But glad she took you back after one day.
Well, fortunately for me, Ollie was the only one who gave me the stink eye. Otherwise, everybody else in my life seemed to be happy to see me back. And I was glad to be back. It was, I enjoyed not speaking for 10 days. I enjoyed not listening to people. I missed the whole election coverage, which was great. I didn't get to hear anything about anything going on in the world. I got peace and quiet. So it was great from that end of it. But I missed being close to family, friends, and hearing how things were going in people's lives and everything else with it. But man, it has been a weird adjustment back. I can tell you weeks into it that's still not quite adjusted back. Part of me is still there and hasn't returned yet. I don't know if he's ever going to return. There's a part of me that when I left this place to go there, I think I buried him there, and I think there's a new me. I feel like an evolved person. And if I can share with you, if I had to give the Cole's Notes a cheat sheet of Vipassana, what did I learn in 10 days? That's one of the main things people ask me. It's simply this: don't react. Just don't react. Life can hand you good things, bad things. People can be around you, happy, miserable. People are going to be what they're going to be. Circumstances are going to be what they're going to be. It's our choice how we're going to react. And the thing I felt and learned strongly, because day by day they prime in the message, is just don't react. You be you. You do what you can do, but don't react. I've been working on this steadily for so long, Taimoor. And, even being in therapy, and it's funny, a 10-day crash course on this, and I'm realizing, hey, I'm not going to react. If somebody's miserable and they want to give me the gift of misery, as Vipassana calls it, I'm going to reject that. I'm going to say, hey, I don't want your gift of misery. I don't need it. Do you want to be miserable? You can be miserable. I'm going to give you love and compassion. That's all I'm going to give is love and compassion. Give everybody love and compassion. And that's what I can do for this earth. And it's much simpler that way. So I'm going to continue trying not to react, even as a real estate corporate lawyer, where all we're doing is getting situations, it seems, and people reacting. I'm not going to react. I'm just going to be me. So that's my goal going forward.
So would you say that's the biggest takeaway that you got coming out of it? And if so, what was the biggest thing you were expecting to get out of it before going in, and how that differentiated if it was not the same thing?
Going into it, my goal, as I said last week, was I wanted to be. I just wanted to learn how to be. I guess there was a part of me subconsciously that was thinking, am I going to figure out this life thing? Am I going to even deeper get into what the meaning of life is? I have my book, the Bible 3.0, and one of the chapters does talk about what I believe to be the whole meaning of life. And so, spending a life course, writing a book about lifestyle, body, mind, soul, how everything interacts and how one should be, it felt to me that now taking everything I've learned up till now and experience, a lot of his life experience, not just reading and memorizing, but it's actually doing it. The best way now is to take those tools and utilize them on his 10-day crash course, And I can't tell you that I figured out what the meaning of life more is through there, but I definitely learned the importance of being. It's that, hey, I have a fear of flying. And the reality is, anything can happen to me at any time, whether I'm in a plane or not a plane. If I go on the plane and I don't react and I just trust and I'm just going to I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to overthink it. I can control it. So getting over that, I think that this has really helped me now better equipped that I haven't gone on a plane in 6 years. I'm ready now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready because I'm not going to react.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So time will tell, because I think the longer one is out of Vipassana and not meditating, and kudos to the people that can keep a steady daily meditation practice. I have not yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the longer you don't keep a meditation practice, the harder it's going to be to keep the mindset, and it's easier to fall back into bad habits. I already see those bad habits creeping a little bit and a little bit on me. And I'm saying, hey, remember what we did when we were there? We can bring it into this world as well. So I'm working on it. It's a lifestyle decision,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a daily choice, and it ain't easy. It's work.
Though that sounds very interesting. Obviously, it seems like it's something that you don't just end when you leave, right? The purpose is that what you learn out of it, you try and implement in your daily life as much as possible. And just because you're not there anymore on a grand scale, things where that's just the sole focus, you try and implement that into, even if it's like a small aspect of your daily life, to take you back mentally where you were when you were physically present there.
Trying. But it's, again, I noticed that from the second I got out of there, there's a lot of people that are unhappy,
Mm.
and they try to suck me into the vortex of their unhappiness,
Mhm.
and they're reacting. And when I'm not reacting, they want my reaction. And it's almost like, when I first left, I thought, wow, is everybody trying to test me here? Is the universe trying to test me? Like, why? Why is this happening to me? And then I'm like, whoa, you're already reacting. Don't react. You had no control on this. Is this a test? Then go pass the test.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to do the best I can. And I got through. I had crisis after crisis, literally, and it literally couldn't have been timed any worse. And I got through them. And I realized you can get through this, you can get through anything. And so it's a conscious decision not to react, to be happy. And I can say, man, I go to sleep at night. I don't worry about anything. I let myself be. I wake up in the morning. I'm happy for the most part. And if I'm not happy, I'll stop for a second. I'll say, why aren't you happy, Jonathan? What's going on with you? And I'll tell myself, okay, I duck to myself in third person. I never do that. So I won't do that again.
Yeah,
My
man.
apologies.
Turn to
But
the rock.
we all strive to be,
Yeah.
But I'll go in, I'll sit down in front of my Todoist program, and I'll say, what is everything on my mind right now? Dump it into Todoist, give myself a due date, and say, this is when you're going to worry about these big level things. I'll even make a project and call it Big Life Worries.
Mhm.
And I'll put Big Life Worries in there. And then every time it pops in my head, I'll tell myself, no, it's in the to-do list. You're not going to worry about that. And life is simpler. So it's taken the road that I've been on, what I've been working on, and taking it to another level. But staying on that course, it's practice. It's practice. It's practice. Just like Allen Iverson said.
Yeah. Talking about practice. Yeah, of
Practice.
course. Well, okay, so we have just some rapid fire questions for you now, right? Let's think
I
and
love
go.
rapid
First thing
fire.
that comes to mind.
Yes.
So obviously, being in the profession that we are, so used to, like we touched on last week, just emails, phone calls, always, I mean, like both you and I know, like we're like middle of the night. Sometimes we're checking our emails on this thing here, right?
Mhm.
Just outside of work, just we're so used to having this with us all the time now, right? Like if it's not in your pocket, it feels like an organ from your body is missing. Like mentally, we actually feel that, right? When I've personally gone like camping for 2, 3 days and I'm just putting the phone off and it's just sitting in my car, I'm still just feeling like something's missing from my body. Like it's actually like I'm missing a hand, I'm missing something. How did that feel for the first few days? Because you're always checking your emails on your phone as much as possible. You're always responding to messages. What was that transition like you described last week? They cut you off just as soon as you enter the lot. Like you weren't even ready for that. You thought you'd go in, say your goodbyes, send off messages, turn off to get yourself, I guess, mentally ready. But they just kind of cold turkeyed you. So how was that transition?
You won't believe it, but I can say this much. I couldn't hand over the phone to them fast enough.
Mm,
Seriously. I didn't miss the phone one iota.
mm,
Zero. The reality of it is, if I could have had a book to read, a magazine, something, I would have been good with that. I didn't have that. And I understand why I didn't have that, because you can't have any distractions. The walks helped a lot.
mhm,
I know that they had a walking trail set up for men, set up for women. So I went on the men's walking trail. It's 8 minutes at a decent pace.
mhm,
So you do 4 times 8, you're going to get 32 minutes out of that trail. So all I got to do was walk, and that was fine. I didn't miss my phone one iota. I didn't want to know any sports scores. I didn't want to get messages from people. I didn't want any complaints, any yay victories. I didn't need anything. I was good to be away from it. It felt like such a relief. Honestly, I felt like the biggest weight on my shoulders were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I really missed my son, Jeremiah, missed my dog, Ollie. And reality was otherwise, everybody else was okay without me for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like I was back to being that kid that was like almost, I was 11. My dad died around my 11th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember going back to school after we had mourned him and being in the school ground and thinking to myself, wow, the world went on without me.
Mm-hmm.
People actually went to school without me. The classes went without me. Unreal. And day by day, as I was going through the walking trails, I was thinking about you, David Corman, thinking about Yash, thinking about Faizan at our office here, and thinking, they're still lawyering without me. Kormans LLP is going on without me.
Yeah.
My son Jeremiah is at Direct Nissan. He's selling cars without me. Ollie is going to the bathroom. Ollie's eating kibble. Ollie's going to sleep without me. The world is going on without me. And I was at peace with that.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I didn't miss the phone at all. There was the greatest detox, and I really didn't even want it back.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing I said to myself was, how many messages am I going to be missing? How many emails am I going to get? I had my over-under on the emails. And it's funny how the number worked out on that, because I have a screenshot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did I tell you how many emails?
No.
I didn't. Okay.
No.
Work emails, personal emails. Taimoor, I'm going to turn on you for 1 sec.
Okay.
I turn on my phone. I've been off for almost 12 days in a detox land of Vipassana.
Yeah.
So I'm on a silent retreat. I don't have my phone. And how many emails personal, how many emails work did I miss? What numbers would you give you? Exact numbers.
Well, for work, I will have I could say between 1,000 to 1,500,
Mm-hmm.
right, for 12 days.
Yep.
Personal, I would say probably close to 200 or so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So believe it or not, it was on the dot. 1,000 in total,
Okay.
500 work emails,
Wow.
500 personal.
Okay.
I sent out 3 messages to all the staff at Kormans LP,
Yeah.
and I said, please do not CC me on anything.
Yeah, we tried.
If somebody puts me on the CC, remove me from the CC, because Yash volunteered to take my email. So
Yeah.
every email that came into my account, which saved in the 500,
Mhm.
Yash was getting them as well and dealing with them.
Yeah.
So I knew I'm cheating a little bit because I have the out of office plus another lawyer's getting them. Everything will be dealt with. They don't need me.
Yeah.
By removing me from all those CCs and everything, it was 500 emails on the dot. I was quite happy with that.
Okay.
By the time I got out of there, by that night, I was down to 30 emails.
Yeah. That's amazing. Wow. Well, like I said, out of office really helped. Yeah, we tried not to CC you on stuff. If
Appreciate it.
people were CCing you, we're trying to remove you.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't happy, but we're like, well, he's not here. He's not getting it. So just wait. Well, that's good. And now that you're back and you said, you managed really well not having your phone,
Mhm.
do you find yourself accessing your phone less than you were before? Consciously, you're like, I don't need to go on this as much anymore because I know I can.
So I made myself a policy a while ago, and for all men out there, I'd heavily advocate for this.
Mhm.
It's this. Get the phone, like my phone is right here right now, okay? It's a certain distance from me.
Yeah.
I keep my phone in my bedroom simply because I like to have a second alarm clock.
Right. Yeah.
I don't trust my one alarm clock. I need 2 alarm clocks. I'm that type A personality, fine. But the second, when I'm driving, it's on the passenger seat. When I get to work, it's on my desk away from me. I never want it in my pocket ever. And I want it face down always because I don't want to look at it because it's distracting,
Mhm.
you know? So I've already been on that route for a while.
Mhm.
But when I think about the things that I was scrolling on and doing on my phone before Vipassana versus after Vipassana, I am sure as heck scrolling a lot less.
Mhm.
If I was to bet, I'm on my phone barely half the amount that I used to be. I'm also watching TV maybe half, barely, maybe a third of what I was.
Mhm.
It's like, even like I was watching all the wrestling programs.
Mhm.
Every single night pretty much is a different wrestling program. I was watching it while I was doing other stuff.
Mhm.
Now it's nice weather and everything else. I'm doing everything but being near the TV.
Mhm.
So I'm watching TV a lot less as well.
Mhm.
So even though I haven't been able to maintain a daily meditation practice, I'm definitely now more detoxed and more detached from the electronics than I've ever been. And I'm loving it.
Mhm.
My next goal with this is I want to go back to the Buddhist temple at least once a week and start reintegrating there for a weekly meditation practice there.
Mhm.
So I was able to. One thing also, when you're don't have your phone and nothing else but thoughts, man, I set myself a lot of goals when I was there, as things I'd like to do and everything else. And I saw my lifestyle in a very different way. I can see, I saw where I could evolve it, and I'm slowly implementing that, but it's taken time.
Well, you brought up wrestling, knowing the big wrestling enthusiast fan that you are. You kind of went away right before, I guess, what they call the Super Bowl of wrestling, WrestleMania season.
Mhm.
Um, how long did it take you to catch up? And any big shockers on that? And because just hey, for the fans out there, look, Jonathan and I were big wrestling fans, and it's like last few months there have been some interesting things in the wrestling world out there, right? Things that people weren't expecting at all over the last 20 years, something like that happened. I mean, not to give anyone any spoilers if you're still behind, but how was that? How did that take catching up and coming back? Was there something that you were like, oh wow, I can't believe I missed that? Like that's something I would have wanted to see like in the moment.
Well, from all the wrestling federations, WWE being the major leagues like the
Yeah.
NFL, then their minor leagues, NXT, then you got AW, a different promotion, and TNA, a different promotion.
Mhm.
I didn't watch any TNA before I left.
Mhm.
Like I stopped watching TNA about 3 weeks before I left in my preparation. Haven't watched since.
Mhm.
Didn't read any of the results.
Mm.
AW, I watched before I left one episode. Haven't watched any since. Haven't read any of the results.
Mm.
NXT, didn't watch for 2 or 3 weeks before I left. Didn't watch any since I left. Since I came back, haven't read the results.
Mhm.
WWE, I watched the final Raw and SmackDown before I went on the excursion.
Mhm.
When I came back, did not catch up at all, didn't read anything. Watched the first first SmackDown when I got back, which was right before WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Nothing happened, by the way. Zero. They accomplished nothing except Kevin Owens has a career-threatening neck injury, had to pull out. Randy Orton had to get a mystery opponent who was Joe Hendry. Say his name and he will appear. But otherwise, they accomplished nothing during the 10, 14 days that I didn't watch them. And I've watched the first Raw and SmackDown since.
Yeah.
After WrestleMania,
Yeah.
still barely have accomplished nothing. Occasional like mid-card title changes, great. But I at least kept up with that.
Okay.
I can say that I missed wrestling. And one of the good things about wrestling, like I love wrestling, is that wrestling's there for you year round. Wrestling's like, you want to watch us? Don't watch us. You know what? You want to be sick of us for 3 years? Be sick of us for 3 years.
Yeah.
You'll come back in 3 years. You'll just pick up where you dropped off, you know? Like if you watch The Young and the Restless, come back 5 years later, same people are back again, same people are sleeping with other people, but you kind of figure out what's going on. So the soap opera that is wrestling, I caught up pretty quick.
Yeah.
I have a greater appreciation for it. I did miss it
Yeah.
to some degree,
Yeah.
but I'm happy to have more life balance and not watching as much wrestling, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. 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 Too much wrestling is not good for you either. So yeah, I think that's a good lesson that you learned from there. So you obviously you spoke about the transition for yourself. You let us know how it was for Ollie when you came back. Um, what was Jeremiah's reaction to you coming back? Did he miss you at all? Did he say, "Oh, were you gone?" Like, what was that like?
Well, Jeremiah, decided to stay in a hotel for the 2 weeks because I'm on vacation and he's on vacation.
Okay.
So he was actually at a hotel. And so I went to go see him and Ollie at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
How do I describe Jeremiah in the hotel? Home Alone meets The Hangover.
Okay.
Lord knows what this guy did, the amount of debauchery that occurred in those 2 weeks. 19 years old in a hotel room. I said to him, how did you enjoy meeting people at the hotel?
Mm.
He goes, fantastic. I was meeting people in the lobby. I met people at the bar at the hotel. I told them my house burnt down and I'm living at the hotel now. So he was telling people he lives indefinitely at this hotel.
He was living the Great Gatsby life.
Well, he does. Most people would argue, knowing Jeremiah, that he lives the Great Gatsby life regardless.
Yeah.
But he certainly loved it. But again, Home Alone meets The Hangover. He lived it up. I think he was happy to see me to some degree, but then he knew that his virtual reality was now over
Mm.
and he needed some transition time. And that wasn't, it's very hard to go from one extreme to another. So sympathy for Jeremiah. We'll start a GoFundMe that he can go live permanently at the hotel, and Jeremiah's strong.
Hey, you keep selling those cars like you are, you'll be there.
By the way, top sales guy again, 2 last Saturday, and Jeremiah at Direct Nissan, new and used. This guy is crushing it. He gives the best for his trades and best deals on new and used. So at Jeremiah Direct, that's the
Yeah,
guy.
there's the plug for Jeremiah. So one last question for you, because I know we're running out tight on time. I kind of like the experience you were describing to me on a smaller scale, kind of is similar to that TV show Big Brother, right? For those that are familiar, people go about, I think about 20 contestants go into a house for about 3 months. Each week, someone gets eliminated, right? They have no contact with the outside world. They compete against each other to advance, and the winner gets like $1 million, right? But no contact with the outside world. Um, on a weekly basis, the producer of the show get in touch with them, and and if there's any major developments in the outside world, they let them know. But then at the end of the day, when they come out of it, someone who makes it all the way to the end, they would be in there for up to 90 days, right? Obviously a little bit longer than you, but some people are in there for less than the time that you were in there for. And the thing they describe is the detox coming out, right? Because they haven't had access to their phone, they haven't had access to like internet, they haven't had access to people interacting with them other than the people that they're living with. For you, it was a bit of a even more of a challenge because at least those people could talk to each other in the house. You couldn't talk to anyone, you said, right? So what was that experience like coming out and just being able to talk to people? And it seems like you're still not all the way there yet, right? Like what were the first 3 4 days like? Because you came out on Sunday afternoon. You messaged myself and a few other people at the office, I think Sunday evening, that hey,
I'm alive.
I'm alive, I'm back, right? I'm like, great, get to have a seat. And then we spoke in person on Monday. On your face, I could definitely tell that you had been through something, right? Just anyone would if they were in isolation mode for 10 days. So what was that transition like, being able to talk to people again?
So when you show up there, like on our 10-day, 12-day, you show up there on a Wednesday. So we showed up on a Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's talking. Everybody's in the dining room talking, meeting everybody. Like you're meeting the contestants on Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I said to them, the first thing I said, I saw a bunch of people. I said, so when do we play red light, green light? Pretending that we're going on Squid Game. They thought that was very funny. As time went along, they realized how much it felt like being on Squid Game, and I don't think they found it that funny. They're very smart at Vipassana. They've done this for years, decades. They know what they're doing. They got the formula down. They transition you into non-talking. They transition you back into talking. So for the last day and a half that you're there, except for the meditating part, you are talking. Some people were not talking at all. Some were talking a mile a minute. The last night that we were there, all of us stayed up till like 1 a.m, hanging out. Like you felt like you were at a college dorm and we're all talking about our experiences and what was coming up. So we were already starting that path the night before the end. So there was already some talking there, but again, it's with the people that you're there in, an isolated audience with isolated experiences. So this is where we're still far, far away, but that definitely helped a lot. Realizing that we were all in the same boat. A lot of us had the same nightmares and ideas going through our minds, the struggles of sitting still and everything else. So that's all there. But when you actually leave for the outside world, it's difficult. It's difficult to talk again. People like talking. I literally just want to say to them, I'm sorry. You must have mistaken me for somebody who gives a damn. Because I really don't care. And I don't want to sound rude. I just actually don't care. This means nothing to me. Like this is literally the most silly, petty conversation I've ever had. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be in this conversation. And the old me would just smile and go along with it. Now I'm less forgiving of it. But I understand that's their experiences and they have their feelings. If they're happy, miserable, that's their choice. They're reacting. I choose not to react. So I don't react one way or the other way, but I'm just less putting myself in those kind of scenarios, which is fantastic. And more in the mode that I want to help people. Like people generally interested and care where they are in life and where I can help with my experiences, do it in a second. Absolutely. But I feel like it's me watching myself in the outside world. Like I'm here physically, but I'm not here mentally. Like I feel like I'm watching myself and it's kind of cool. And I don't know if I'll ever fully come back that way. And I think when I go back to Vipassana with a 1 day, 3 day, it'll help cement it a lot. But yeah, I mean, I can turn it around and just tell you, hearing all this, do you see yourself in a world, Taimoor, where you could go and disconnect for 10 days like that?
No, so that's something we kind of discussed before you went in.
Yeah.
I could definitely disconnect from the technology for 10 days.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could go 10 days without being able to talk to people. Like I could do that for maybe 3 4 days, right? If I had if I had a good collection of books to read, just sleep. I mean, 3 days you can just catch up on. We never catch up on sleep, but just 3 days you can just sleep off a lot of the time. And then like I would meditate a little bit, and I would need something to read. But after 4 or 5 days, I would need to talk to someone if I didn't have access to technology. So, good on you for dealing with that. I guess before we just one last question before we end up the episode.
Please.
I know you're big on your food and diet plan.
Yes.
In one word answers, what was the favorite thing you ate there, and what was the least favorite thing that you ate there?
So Favorite thing I had there was the desserts for sure.
Mm,
Everybody there seemed to be very health conscious, so nobody wanted to touch desserts, even though they were made from healthy ingredients.
mm,
They had this awesome oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. They had brownies. They had this strawberry mango crumble. So definitely best thing I had there was dessert. And every time they had dessert, I had at least two desserts, maybe three desserts, which was awesome. The thing I hated the most eating, well, I didn't have the borscht or the roasted beets because it's just not happening.
mm,
I figured out on day one that they have the lunch schedule preset for the whole 10 days, and
mm,
you just flip the cards in the lunchroom and you can see it. So I pre-checked when all the meals were there. And by the way, at Vipassana, they do have a schedule: good meal day, bad meal day, good meal day,
mm.
bad meal day. So on bad meal days, I lined up last. I didn't care. On good meal days, I was there first and I made sure I got my meals in. So did not touch the borscht, didn't touch the beets. Really sick of salad, really sick of oranges. Bad instant coffee. I will never drink that again. That's terrible. Not having cream in my coffee. Yeah, the list just goes on and on from that respect. But man, I don't want to look another orange ever again, literally.
Well, it seems like based on your experience, you can write a short book for all your guests.
The Dummy's Guide to
Yeah,
Surviving Vipassana.
there you go.
I can do that.
All right. Well, those are all the questions I had for you, Jonathan. And obviously, we'll look forward to hearing about your experiences in the future from if you ever go back.
Well, we had Alan Wong on in previous episodes,
Yeah.
a friend of mine and realtor to our law firm that went through Vipassana. So he kind of prepped me as to what was going to happen. I'm sure me and him will be on in future episodes talking about our experiences together.
Yeah.
And you know what? There are a lot more people than people think that want to do this or have done. I mean, they're functioning 1,000 centers around the world. They're sell out immediately. And by the way, it's free.
Hmm.
It's only donation based.
Hmm.
So free, you get free accommodation, free food. And so they can't sell out these things fast enough. So there's not people that want to do them, all joking aside. And people saying it's torture, it's everything else. It kind of feels like you're in detox, in rehab, in a minimal security prison, you're in detention, you got sent to your room without TV and dinner.
Hmm.
It's a kind of combination of it. But at the end of the day, if you don't put in the work and you don't suffer, you ain't gonna heal.
Hmm.
So suffering leads to healing, and it was a good kind of suffering. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad to be back. And next week we're gonna talk about non-meditating topics.
Hmm.
We're gonna touch upon our lives as real estate lawyers, and
Hmm.
people always questioning what the heck do we do for a living, and they're gonna find out. So next week, Chosen Life Podcast.